Good morning, traders. It's been a minute since I had a video I want to share with you guys. So first thing we can dive into, you see I'm using the new Tastyworks web platform. Trying it out, looks pretty nice, looks pretty clean, gives me most of everything that I'm looking for to do my trading regularly. I wanted to get a good picture of pre-market. Market opens up in about 4 minutes. Today's date is March 28th of 2024. If out of the gate, I'm looking mostly at the indexes, looking at futures trading. Right now, you see the volume on the S&P is about 158K. On the Nasdaq, on the mini Nasdaq, is 232. So huge volumes on the mini Nasdaq. Pretty decent size on the ES. The minis have quite about the lowest amount. But yeah, so we can dive into my portfolio a little bit. For the most part, there's two things that I'm leveraging. If you look at my history, I can show you. For the most part, what I've been doing is, I'm gonna get this filter right. So if you look here, for the most part, I've been doing day trading, combination of day trading and putting on 1x1x2s, all around future trading, and then my rest of my portfolio is around some drip strategy, wheel strategy stuff. For now, I've been doing it for about 5 days or so, so I haven't really. The verdict is not in if I like this strategy or not. But with that being said, I've been winning every time I've done this, and I'm going to do another one today so you can see it in real time how I do this, about what time of day I do it. So stay tuned there, and we can see how things look. But the market's about to open, so let me get back over to the watch list here, and let's see how things kind of play themselves out at market open, and let's see how the market looks, because right now it's looking pretty flat, which is actually perfect for the strategy I'm about to show you, to do a day trade of an Iron Condor. So we do Iron Condors. Market's now open. Market's now open. Looks like, yeah. Luckily, it looks like about a mixed bag. Still a mixed bag, which is what I like. We got under 100, under 100 negative. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty flat morning. All right, looking at chart view here. I'm waiting for it to establish the morning session highs and lows. Great tool for that. I'm not sure if the markets will keep rallying up or down. One thing to keep in mind. Let's see. The other thing to keep in mind too, on the 15-minute chart, we can really get perspective on how things may play out. So let me switch over to that. I can find it, yeah. And then if we really zoom in on it, we want that first candle to form. Huge volumes, huge selling volume, it looks like. So they're trying to push the market down. Once we get that first candle at 9:45, that will help us establish some lines for the day. This is VWAP, so they come back down towards VWAP. Looks like. So it's at 5306. But once I get that first candle, so this one's the 9:30 candle, and once it finishes forming, we'll have our top and our bottom. In the meantime, let's go see what the resistance and support is on bar chart. All right, so I took the time and I put in the bar charts, support and resistance that they called out. So that's a lot of range in here, like it could roll for the position. And then if we're looking for like a day trade, then I would say if we're looking for a day trade, let's kind of anticipate what the expected moves are. So if you look at my activity, I do the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures. I do the options on that future. So let's go there. Not the minis. You can do the minis. I just found for the premium that I'm looking for, the minis is not really what I'm looking for right now. The IV rank is lower today than in the past. It's down to 7.9. It was like 19 before. So definitely some opportunity here. I don't think things are going to move that much. If we look at for 0DD, it's like 15 predicted either direction. So it's real tight. Typically what I'm looking for is like a 20 delta. So something like that will work. I do 10 wide on both sides versus 20. Sometimes I do 20, but for the most part I'm looking for. And then let me find so it'll be like here and there. So that's kind of what we're looking right now. This is definitely right. 240 is what I'm looking for as far as lines go. So if we were to get a 23.25, let's see what that would look like. So 23.25. All right. So 23.25. This is what we're sitting at. So I'll do those in light blue, maybe. All right. I'll put that on there. And you see that lines up pretty much for that support. So it's a way wide range. And then same thing on the low side. So that's a 52.85. 52.85, and I'll do that as a light blue as well. So this is kind of where I'm thinking for today. As long as it stays in this range all day, we are looking good. Sellers are still trying to push that down. We're not at 9:45 yet. We still got about 5 more minutes before this candle's complete. So we'll draw that out. Huge amounts of volume on this opening. Look at that. Sellers are definitely trying to push down the price. And look at that. Huge amounts of volume sitting on this session. They can't make up their mind what they're doing, so let's wait for it. Might be trying to push it. Look, we're getting a candle forming here. I can go ahead and start presetting the lines though. So I'm thinking it might, looks like the high and low will be right there for the day. Let me put in an orange for the color. Why not? Candle's getting thin. Well, there's some indecision in the market. Let's look at how the markets are playing out. So I said this is up 250. Great. This looks good. Oh, look. Yeah. See the market's pushing up. You see we're getting different amounts here. This is good. So let's let it settle. That right there is why you don't get in too early. The market's trying to settle what it's doing. Buyers and sellers keep going back and forth. Let's look at the watch list. Market's trying to go green. See? Still very low though. Still very low. So still lots of possibility. Now, one thing is that I do look for on a daily chart is if you hover over every candle, and I got a lot of lines right here, so try not to get too caught up in these lines. These are the ones I drew just now for trading. But if you hover over each candle, what I'm looking for, if you look up here, this little R in toss tells you the range of the candle. And we're looking at the daily candle chart. So every candle represents a day. And if you look at the date stamp, you'll see this is the whole day. So yesterday, day before. What I'm looking for is when I go back a couple, 2 weeks, maybe less, I'm just trying to see kind of how it moves every day. So, you see 11, then 43, and 37, and 22, and 24. So 64. So that one, these two are right. So 64 and 40. So maybe 58. So it's not common that 60 is a good probably baseline if you want to establish like a range for the movement in a day, right? So that's probably what I'm hoping for when we look over in here and we're looking at an opportunity for trading. I want the range between my shorts, like this one and this one, to be, the within that range. I'm hoping. You see, it's moving really hard, so I might have to pull back a little bit, maybe slide in. So maybe move this down, and then this is what happens. You got to kind of, I'm waiting for like 10 o'clock before I make a decision on how to get into this thing. But I'm still looking for that 20 delta. See, that's 19 there, 19 there. So this is a really sweet spot. I'm still getting that 240, 245 rate locked in. This, so we got to kind of see how this plays itself out. Now, one thing to note, the first candle's done and we're getting a breakout day. This looks like it's going to be a breakout day. You see how it's already shooting up green? So the first candle was formed. Here's the range, and it already done broke out. It's going through the moon. It's a breakout day so far, it looks like. I'm going to let things kind of resettle. If you guys have a certain directional sentiment, then this is what's called a breakout. Like use the 15-minute chart. Let that first candle form. You see the huge amount of volume of that candle. You see the volume has dramatically dropped now. So you gotta be careful. They might be trying to fake you out because this candle has a fraction of the volume on it, right? For that push. So they did what they had planned on doing. It's a hammer. See the buy's very thin there and it's very skinny there. So all the price action is towards the top. So this would have been a great, if you guys had a sentiment on buy, you could have bought S&P or the future and just kind of ride up this momentum. But again, let's see what the numbers are. I'm not sure if I'm convinced. If we to go over and look at the watch list, you'll see still very low change, right? Yeah, it's green, but it's not like it's hundreds of points. We're looking at like it could easily go south. We got single digits across all Nasdaq, the Russell, the Dow, S&P. So this is not something to look at and be like, oh my God, it's going to be a ranged green day. It's just the candles so far suggesting that's what could happen. And see how this body's getting, it's the opposite now. See how this candle's not finished yet, but this is a new high. The high right here is fine, right? So it could be the tip of that one. Tip of that one could be like the range for the day. But time will tell. Let's look at let's see what let's see what TradingView looks like on their session. TradingView hasn't started drawing their morning sessions yet. I think it starts at I think it starts around like 10:30. Yeah, 10:30 is when it starts. So they don't start establishing their dots until 10:30. So we got to kind of wait it out a little bit longer. We can kind of see what TradingView looks like, but it looks like it's going to hit right. Let's say 53.11, 75, and then maybe 5305, something like that. Let's kind of let things kind of settle. All right, I'm gonna let some time pass, and then I'll give you my update on how things are looking. All right, guys, we're at a really good point to enter in now. It looks like the day is pretty much to the point where we just had a nice sell-off. Sell-off came about halfway through all this activity here. So I think this is a really good point to get a condor to go in between. Unless it shoots through the roof. But I think the sell-off has happened. They did the rally, brought back, sell-off just happened. It's a good time to get in the position. So I'm gonna enter one. I've been holding steady. I'm looking to collect 225. This looks great. It's plummeting down. So let me try to grab some of this before. See if I can get filled. Just working my order. I probably can get 220, replace it and try to get 20. Just working my order. Overall market still looking pretty uneventful. Very low numbers, which I found is good for a condor if these are low. The other day, I think the Dow was up almost to 2. Everything else is pretty much flat. So it's a good time to try to get in on some of this action. Let me see if I can get filled here. It's just tanking, so let me just bring it down. Just don't be so greedy. Let's see what it does. Okay, I got filled. We're filled. We're in. All right, cool. So now we're actually in the trade. Again, the goal is this is going to behave like an Iron Condors. So let me see if I can get the same trade on in my other platforms so I can show you what it looks like visually. All right, so I put the same trade on in my paper trading platform. I'm just using the web toss. It just makes it real easy. This is a visual of what the Iron Condor looks like. If we go here, you see I got a fill here. You see I got filled at 245, which is what I prefer. A much better fill. This is where really patience kicks in. This is the sweet spot. 245, 235 versus on my live account. Let's see. All right, so you see here, like I said, the feel I got on my live account wasn't as good as my paper trading, which is fine, whatever. I filled at 215. You see I'm already up on the trade about $1.25, which is not really up because one thing to note about trading this strategy is it's an Iron Condor, which means you have 4 options to put on the position. So fees are not fun at all for this thing. Let me see if I can find it here. History. I can show you. Commissions and fees are not fun. I could definitely say, I'm profitable on it and I'm up on it, which is fine. But the fees, it's probably like $2 or $3 per leg, and I had 4 legs, so this will add up. Fees will add up. So even though you can have good wins, you still got to make sure you make enough to compensate for the fees. So my goal is 35%. 35% should get us what we're looking for. So 215, it was what I got filled at. If I want 35%, I got to get out at 6. I got to give back 65%, which is like $1.40. So if I can get out at $1.40, maybe I could try $1.35. That would be ideal. So let me go to position and go ahead and put this in. So this is how you do it. You pick every part of your position, and I'm gonna say actions. I'm gonna say the Tasty Works lets you pick the percentage that you're trying to get out at. So I want to get out at 35%. It go. It fills out the order for you. You see it says 140 here. I might try to sneak a little bit more, maybe do 135, and then you just put it in. And now it's on autopilot. Now you can walk away, enjoy your day, do what you want, while the trade kind of works its way through the system. You see I did lock in the 5330 for the top and 5290 for the bottom. My delta still look good. It's a 16 here, and this was not as good. I'm not as happy about this one. This is like a 37. Oh, it's a big. I'm sorry. 16. I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. 16 is amazing. That's what you want. 18, 16. So like, as long as you stay below 20 throughout the next hour, we're gonna lock this in for the win. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Another thing too, if you really want to have this thing autopilot, and it sucks. I wish we could do alerts across the legs. That's some feedback I wish that they would do to enable. So I use Toss for that. So if I come back over to my Toss platform, what makes this nice, and again, my legs are on here. So what we could do, I think I ended up getting 5330, which is really nice. Let me double check. Man, if that's the case, yeah, 5330. Yeah, so we're really good over here. Let me update my price level here. 5330. 5330. Oh, of course I did the wrong one. Let me undo that. I need the light blue one. 5330. There we go. And then on the bottom, I think I gotta be a little bit more cautious here. But yeah, it's the bottom is 5290. 5290. So we had to get a little bit closer to get the target range. So we moved up a little bit. But my point is, now it's still pretty much staying right here on this top range. So we got some wiggle room. But what we can do is I'll create some alerts on here, so it says to let me know if things are getting sketchy. So I'm gonna right click, do create alert, single, leave it right there. This is a below, add or below. I'm gonna say ES put alert. Risk, something like that. Boom, save it, create it. Now I got alert that level, and then same thing up here. Things start getting sketchy, starting to approach my try to break through this resistance up here. I'm gonna create alert for that too. So ES call risk. Okay, and just kind of put that in there. And now you see this is greater than that number. This is less than. So this gives us some platform alerting. So I can walk away, go do something else, and this trade will just keep kind of working itself out, and we'll be off to the races. I may entertain because we're good. I mean, if you look here from a trade platform, we're already up $5 on this trade. So things are going great. This is what you want. You see the IB rank is still low, so 8. So I'm still trying to feel out. I wish I got a little bit of a better feel, but that's okay. We're going to let about an hour go by, or sooner hopefully, and then we'll go ahead and lock in our profits and move on. Another thing we can look at too is the NASDAQ. I was looking at that, maybe thinking about putting on the same similar trade on the NASDAQ. So let's put that in. It's a huge amount of volume on the NASDAQ, so it has me really curious. They done broke through that sucker. But again, we got some range. It done flushed out. It done sold off. I mean, it's still selling off. It's still tanking on down. Nasdaq is tanking. I'm wondering, is it red now? Let's look and see. Yeah, the whole market's going red for sure. Whole market's going red. Whoa, it's really flushing out. Ooh, man, they taking back all that. They taking back all that. Goodness. I hope you weren't assuming today was going to be a green day. You see, my position still doing. This is when Iron Condor shine. They can take those whipsaws, and you're still making money. Let me look over here on the actual market as a whole. You see, we're inching into a red session. We're inching into it. I don't think we're going to fly into it, but we still got some aspects sort of green, but yeah, we're converting over. So you have to be very careful with how you manage those sentimental directional plays, because you see where it's switching on us here very, very quickly. Let's see how we're looking over here. Let's see. I really still don't know how this is going to play itself out. ES 5-minute chart. They flushing too, but we still overall got a range, because the thing is, this candle is huge here. This huge wham. So like it could still play within this range all day. And if you look at this, you got 5316, which is well within our range, because our range is up here, right? So it may still decide to range up some more, but I think this is going to probably be a wall. It's going to keep hitting it, and then flush out and flush and that kind of thing. And then from a bottom standpoint, 5305, we're all the way down into 5290, which is down in here. So if it just kind of stays in this right here all day, for the next hour and a half, that's all we need, and we can get out the market. This is how the trade's looking. We're still pretty flat. Delta's 14. Delta's 19. Still looking good. It's just kind of stay between that range. Is what we want. We're up. We're not down on the trade at all. And theta. You see how high theta's extremely high on this trade. And so this is 101 theta. So because it's so high, that every passing hour we're locking in that much of the trade. So like I said, I'm only trying to get 35%. So if it's for 1 hour, this thing kind of behaves itself, we'll be good. So that's fingers crossed. All right, guys, just a quick update. I went ahead and did another trade on NASDAQ. It's the first day of a live trade on NASDAQ. It's a very similar setup. They had a big move since earlier. I've already put my bar chart support and resistance on here. I also put my current position, this is where I'm sitting. This is where my other position is sitting. Volume is way lower than it was earlier, which is what I want. This is kind of like where it kind of level off of how many people's online right now. Now this thing is kind of moves like this for the next hour. Same thing. We can lock in profits. I'm trading the NASDAQ, not the minis, but I'm doing the futures on NASDAQ. So symbol NQM4. So I got filled. So if you look here, I did get filled at 550 on this one. It's going a little bit against me, sorta, not really. Just got in. So again, if you do the math on this, if I want to take 35%, you don't really have to use a calculator or anything. The platform lets you do it. You can say actions. I'll get out at 35%. It's pretty much done. I might carry a penny and put it in. Again, you want these things on autopilot. You want to be able to leave and go through your day, not watch them and get you all rattled up, nervous. So I got the trade on. Nasdaq is a beast. It has way more action it could do. So this one makes me a little bit more nervous. But look at that range. We're talking 75 points plus or minus it could do. So I may not do this one anymore now that I'm in the trade. I'm kind of all in. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to trade this anymore. Like versus like if you look at my other trade here on the look at that trade. You see that range is not so scary. That's like 13, 14 points, right? So not to say it's any safer. I'm not saying it's any safer because this still could light my butt up. But yeah, you don't stay in this stuff. Do not stay in this stuff all day. IB rank on here is again it's 8.4 on the S&P 500, and then on the Nasdaq. Let's see, on the Nasdaq, 16, which is double. So it's a little more volatile. I think because so many people are trading it right now, so way more volatile. But we'll see how this plays out. I mean, we're rocking and rolling. I'm up $10 on this one. I'm still pretty flat on this one. I haven't been in it that long, but this one's already working, and we'll see how this goes. Give it about an hour. All right, thanks, guys. All right, the time is now 10:43. I did want to check in with you guys that you see the progress that we're making here. I dabble in TradingView as well for the charting. You see the morning sessions are starting to be applied to the chart. They typically start about around 10:30 is when the tops and bounds are showing. I can expand as you can see a little bit more if you want. So you see it's starting to show the top bands. Every candle it will just draw. It'll kind of show you the top and bottoms of the session. This is the morning session, not the evening session of trading. This is the S&P. I'm at the 5-minute. I can look at 3-minute. And you see it's already got a candle forming. I like the 5-minute personally. Some would say that might not be frequent enough to get updates, but this is a more accurate candle and price action. So that's the S&P. The Nasdaq, I need to switch this over if I can. If it'll let me. Oh, the indicator I'm using is called the OM session ranges. The OM session ranges. Let me see if I can switch over to Nasdaq. Same thing. You see that this one's playing out, showing its one. You see this. These are the tops, bottom session. So this is their range. They're at the very, very top of their range. I don't know if they're going to break out again. Hopefully next week candles will start showing some sell-off and let it kind of get back to its medium here, go back. But with that being said, here's where we are with the positions. Almost up $5, $7 on Nasdaq, $10. Sweet. But it's all over the place. You gotta wait until time passes. This theta needs to kick in, and you see I have higher theta on Nasdaq versus S&P. So time is all I need to start locking in the profits on here. Hasn't changed a lot, so I really could put this position on my paper trading too, so we can kind of eyeball it that way. So let me do that real quick. All right, so you see I did get filled. Of course, I didn't get filled as good as my real trade. That's okay, pretty close. I think on my other trade, it got 550. This is got filled at 525, so close enough to get the point across. So we can kind of say I'm already maybe up $5 on it since I put it on. But again, let's kind of look here at. So this is what the Iron Condor looks like. As long as it stays in this range, it can just do this all day. It can slowly do this and then that and do this. As long as it doesn't get over in here or get over in here, we're fine. Just kind of stay like in back and forth, back and forth, and with the passing of time, we'll lock in these profits. So fingers crossed. Let's see how this plays itself out. I do want to make sure I got my alerts on this thing. So let's just double check that. You see, I don't. So let's make sure we get some alerts on here. So right click, alerts, single, anything up, at or above. I'm gonna say NQ, call risk. And that should take care of above because it's the top side call. Yep. So create. This lets me know a little warning here, like, hey man, maybe let's make it a little closer. I want to get alerted. I want to get alerted if it breaks out some of this stuff. I don't want to wait till the last minute to get alerted. So that takes care of that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing down here. The cool thing you see is way less volume on this position, so fingers crossed there. And I want to know down the bottom, I want to know if this gets broken here. Oh shit, I did that wrong. Let me try it one more time. All right, just another quick post check. It's now about right at 11 a.m. Again, you see the market, great day for an Iron Condor. You see the market still real flat, real flat. I'm hoping it stays this way up to lunch, because typically lunch hour, crazy stuff could happen. Oil will stay real flat. So I'm just gonna ride this out. This looks real good. If we can look at my positions, up 16 bucks on this one, 27 bucks on that one. So hopefully we'll keep tracking towards the goal here. Not sure if I should. Let's see, on my paper trading, same thing. This is visually what it looks like. It's just staying pivoting in between, right? Which is what we want. Let's look at the ES. Same thing. Just going. This is one of the things I like about the web version of the Thinkorswim platform by Charles Schwab. For everybody who doesn't know out there, you can paper trade for free with the Charles Schwab Thinkorswim platform. I have both the web version and I use the installed desktop version. TradingView does have amazing charts, but so does Toss. They have free alerting, everything you would need. Just gotta get real comfortable with their tools, which is all here. And the alerts are right click on the screen. You can move them around. So they're totally a very extensive, easy to use platform. But TradingView is great too. So you just pick whichever one you're the most comfortable with. Kind of stay there. But this is what we want. It was bird's eye view of the underlying, and you see ripped yesterday, like at the close of yesterday, bounced out that level, shot through the roof, and now it's kind of settled in around VWAP, going back and forth through VWAP. So it just kind of stays that way. I got some alerting on my position, so it will let me know if something gets tested on either side, and that's what makes me may take it off and just take my loss. But on every day I've done this for the last about 6 days, in these conditions, an Iron Condor makes sense with the expected move. I'm really curious to see how this looks when it's not behaving like you expect. If it goes far beyond the expected move, like what does a loss look like? So hopefully I can record that so I can share it with you guys. But for the most part, it's a really good strategy to leverage. I don't know if I talked about as far as like what's required for this position, so we can talk about that too. Let me show you here. So from a buying power, it might show here on capital requirements. It might show it. Yeah. So this is going to be a misleading on only because I have a lot of other positions on here, and it doesn't show the breakdown of my 0 DTE Condor versus my 112 strategies, right? So the sum of all of it is that. So it does not take $1,200 to do day trading on futures options. This is more realistic, 300 bucks, under 300 bucks, you could put on a position. It's probably about the same. I might can get it over here. Let me see. Show it to you. Capital. Yeah, it doesn't. It just won't show it here. It just won't show it here. I wish it did, but it's not showing it. It's not costing me $1,000 on this position. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is saying the capital requirement is 1,000. I don't remember it being that much, but maybe it is for ES. But versus Nasdaq, it's a fraction of that. Let's look at this one more time. So let me go over to capital requirement. Yeah, it's not showing my ES on here for some reason. I just noticed that this is mini ES. I'm trading ES for my day trading. They're not showing it on here, so that sucks. I wish I could show y'all on here, because if you look at my other account, you see it's not on here either. So it's definitely something could be a bug or something in here, because I don't see my ES. But anyway, if you come back over here to my positions, you'll see for the ES, which is the only thing I have on today, the capital requirement is 1,400, which is not what I was thinking, but it's fine. I'll put on another one and double check these numbers, but you see this was a little bit higher over here, even though the capital requirement over here says that it's the requirement is 286.87. I guess initially I needed that much to put it on. Maybe that's what it is. I initially needed $396. Now the requirement is, because of theta, you only need 287 to put it on, apparently. So that could be all that is. But so yeah, just plan to have about $1,000 or less, and you can start participating in these type of trades. There's so many different ways you can manage it, but this is definitely something to consider to add to your portfolio of trades. I took my stocks off. I know this looks scary. No, I don't have a huge loss on my AT&T position, or I don't have a huge loss on my UPS position. Just because this is including the underlying stocks, it looks scarier. It's really not at all. Here I'm doing cover call, so I'm down on the call because my position went up, which is great. So I'm not upset. If this gets assigned, then I'll lock in the money. I won't make any money on the actual option per se. I did lock in $63 times 4. But if I was to close it right now, I would lose some of the money. But if I let it expire, then it's going to expire worthless. So that's my goal. I'm not going to close it early, and I won't take this hit. I'll just keep the 63 times 4, and they also would take my 400 shares of my AT&T position, which will give me profits. So I'm good there. It looks scary. UPS, where I took the shares off, so I'm just up on a call here because UPS dropped in the last few days, so that put my call in a profitable position, because on this one I collected 90 and now it's worth 49, so that locks in profits there if I close it, which I don't plan on. These two particular ones, I plan on letting them expire worthless, potentially. This one I'm considering, if things go my way, I might get out early just so I can keep the shares, but Otherwise, it's fine. I can sign them away, and then I'll just go from there. But that's just a little side note of my entire portfolio. That's really in this accounts. That's all I'm really focusing on is the 112 and some day trading of the futures options. If it sustains that momentum, I will continue this strategy. Or if I'm starting to take losses that don't make sense, I will stop doing it. So hopefully I can record more of these so you can see. So far the day is looking well. I may lock these in short within the next hour. That's definitely next hour. These will be for the win, hopefully. So fingers crossed. It is now 12:14. Just wanted to give you a quick update. Getting real close to being out of the position. I'm getting a little greedy, breaking my own rules. So do not follow this advice. I normally get out at 35%, 35%. I'm getting a little greedy today. So I'm pushing my luck. I normally like to be out by 12. It's already 12:15. So again, I'm pushing my luck. But I'm just going to try to, you see, these are real close to being out. This one's hopefully the next 10 minutes will be out. This one, hopefully it will fall suit right behind. If you want to look at my positions here, currently it's like 45 up on this one and 42 on that one. And then from a history standpoint, 42. But again, you see it's $10 in fees, almost $4 in fees. So from the 46 minus the 14 leaves you 30, right? So that's why I'm pushing my luck a little bit, because I want to neutralize these fees so I can actually have $30 in profit here. And then of course, same thing up here. So another, you can't see it because I've done this several times, but $10 here, another $4 here. So 14 from this 47 will put me in about the same boat, about $30. So I'm trying to get 30 and 30, really. And I've done this like 3 or 4 times. So wish me luck. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll be out of this trade in the next few minutes. All right, it is now 2:50 p.m. Look, about an hour and 10 minutes left before the market closes. Yeah, so had a great day. Positions closed. So we look. My SPY position's gone. My Nasdaq's gone. And when you look at my activity here, you'll see for today, these are all today, date at about 12:50 and 12:36. My closing orders filled. So I got out at 1:15 on the SPY, and I got out at 3:25 on the Nasdaq. So just a refresher. I opened up at 2:15 on SPY. I closed at 1:15. So that's $100 profit minus fees. Fees are about $10 plus like $14. So $86, something like that. And then here I got a credit of $550 and I closed at $325. So if you want to look at it a different way, look at history, your date. So you see now, in doing this trade a couple times, I've made $162 on SPY ES futures contracts, or futures options, not contracts, on futures options of ES, not the mini, minus $40 in commissions, $27 in fees. So it gives us a profit of $94 since Friday, so a week. Not trading every day. I skipped one day, I think it was. I got a little scared in the market because it opened at 200 plus points on the Dow. I never traded with it that high of a move, of a change, so I didn't. I did paper trade it, and it was a winner. And then on Nasdaq today, I made $45 profit, minus $10 fees, minus $7. I mean, $10 commissions, $7 of fees, grand total of $28. So together, we got a grand total of 94.66 plus 2804. So $122 in an hour and a half, I guess, a little over an hour and a half, $122 for the day. not bad. I'll take that. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today, and as always, happy trading.